Welcome to A Guiding Light, where I'm a guiding light in your journey, spiritual or not, and I hope this resonates with wherever you are in your path. I wanted to make a short video today just for anyone who tuned in for my first video. I spoke about spiritual awakening and a couple of things that you may experience on that journey. And I wanted to dive a little bit deeper on something very important that I think, well, I'm pretty sure is going to be something prevalent, and that's going to be the act of forgiveness. Forgiveness is something that we don't take into consideration when it comes to the grand scheme of life. Okay, so when we are presented with all of our memories, all of our past traumas, griefs, losses, hurts, which will be coming up as you proceed on this journey, you're gonna experience a lot of hurt, the feelings resurfacing, because again, you have to feel it to heal it. And a very important aspect in all this is for you to just be aware of where it was that you were hurt, who it was that hurt you, and what it brought up in this present time that you're now going back to. Because the reason why it appears and why it's resurfacing is because it's something that made you who you are now, but it's for you to just let it go and forgive. Now, many people that I know many people that are very hard-headed. Now, no judging, obviously, they have their own reasons to not forgive people so easily. Trust me. I mean, I get it. How can you forgive someone who hurt you that badly? But if you think about it, that hurt needed to happen in order to be a catalyst in your life in some way, right? Sometimes if we still feel these harboring feelings towards that trauma, towards that hurt, there's still something unresolved there, and spirit brings it up for you to just reconstruct, revisit that part of yourself that made you feel that, and why. Did it make you feel less than? Were you rejected, abandoned, totally just abolished with pain? It serves as a mirror, and it serves as an act for you to forgive, because people that come into our lives are mirrors, okay? So if they hurt us, they had the power to hurt us in some form or way. If you think about just like modern dating, when girls, I'm, I was one of these girls in the past, but we would defend the wrongdoings of men for, breadcrumbing us, doing like the least amount of effort for us, for the relationship. And we basically just gave them that power to make us feel less than. And it was needed, right? We needed to go through that in order to rise from it and then know we deserve better, and then have more of a self-worth, self-love, and just overall like confidence in the fact that we don't need anyone else outside of ourselves to make us feel a certain way. It is nice when it's two divine individuals who are both just mirroring the good aspects in each other, and there's no ego, there's no mind games, it's all, healthy. But until then, we have to go through these chapters in life and with people, 444 on the timer, in order to discover this about ourselves, discover who it made us become, what it taught us about ourselves, and then forgive. a lot of people in my life that did hurt me in the past, that, you know, dimmed my light, I was pretty shocked at when I was going through my spiritual awakening, because I did think about these things. The fact, all in all, that I lost my light. I let people dim my light. You know, I was so like shy and nervous and just felt so undeserving. And it's sad. It was sad, but it was part of my path, because I needed to basically become the caterpillar to then grow into this beautiful butterfly, to then give 0 Fs. And when I say that, I really mean it. I really mean it. Like, I'm posting this on YouTube right now on a whim, just because I want to share this with y'all, whoever's tuning in right now, because that is how beautiful it is to go through the ringer in life, have an awakening, and then be able to experience the duality of all that is, all that was, and all that will ever be. And that is, we are always exposed to the contrast. So this life that we live in, we're supposed to be happy and free. We're supposed to have a nice, easy, peaceful life, you know. And as human beings, we ourselves self-sabotage ourselves. We ourselves get it into our own way. And it's not to blame ourselves. Again, forgiveness. We're not only just forgiving the people that hurt us, we're also forgiving ourselves. Because each version of us in each chapter of our life was needed. That person that was once me a few years ago, I don't recognize her. I'm sure many of my acquaintances, you know, still relate to that person, but she no longer here, okay? I am a new person, and it's the person I was always meant to be. I did, you know, lose my path for a while. Even in my spiritual awakening, I diverted a little bit. I awoken, and then I was just coasting. You know, I was kind of retreating back to just like stagnancy, and like, again, I was healing. I thought it was okay, but that's for another time. Moral of the story is, my soul got me back here. You know, I was led back to why it is that I awoke in the first place, to realize all of this, to rebirth this new person that I was always destined to be, and to be on a mission here on earth to help and guide others. And I'm still in it. I'm still in the nitty-gritty journey. So that's why I'm so excited to just come on here, you know, share this raw data that just kind of comes into my head, which what I really meant to say was downloaded information from the, you know, higher realms. But again, raw, unhinged, that's just how it came out. But forgiving is really important on this path, because you're gonna experience a lot of just memories. You know, you're gonna want to go back and revisit all these points in your life, key memories that, you know, hurt you and changed your point of view, drastically made an impact. And those people may or may not be still involved in your life, but it doesn't really matter. It's just forgiving yourself, forgiving and letting it go. Because again, it's all just a mirror. You're going through a lot right now, and in the most magical way. At some point, sooner or later, you're gonna realize that this was all meant to happen in the perfectly divine order that it's meant to happen, for your highest and greatest good. And I'm so just happy to be here with whoever's led here, because I know that when I was on my spiritual awakening journey, I did have a guide. I did have a physical guide. She worked with me actually, and she always kind of gave me that vibe that she was meant to be not just my coworker. It was like this inherent knowing. And she witnessed a lot of my spirals, a lot of plot twists in my life. Until one day I just told her, hey, so about these things you talked to me about, I understand. And she was able to guide me through a lot of my awakening. So I hope that I can be that for anyone here who doesn't have a guide in the physical realm and just needs someone, you know, like a ground support sister here. Anyways, forgiveness is not just something that you should do, but it's something that will benefit you, because why live with blockages? Why live with the resentment, the hostility? It's not for your highest and greatest good. And you'll know if you have surpassed these moments of what they call tower moments, where they bring up these old emotions, when you don't feel that same emotion it once inflicted on you again. You know, you're able to just kind of see it and let it slide. You know, no emotion whatsoever surfaces. And it does happen, and it will happen for you. Again, this journey is magical, and it's not at all here to hurt you. It's not for the faint of heart. So I am very, very proud of you. And you can do this, because I could do it. So I know you can. Anyways, this was meant to be a short video as such. And yeah, I hope this resonated with whoever watched. And stay tuned for another video. I love you. Bye.